It's about 2 months of speculation about fuel shortage since a major war between the United States, Israel and Iran broke out on February 28th this year. In Uganda, motorists have begun to face hiked fuel prices at the pump, especially in districts at the border, with some charging as high as 8,000 shillings per litre. While addressing journalists at the 11th Annual Oil and Gas Convention held in Munyonyo, the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabirwa, dismissed reports of a national stockout as baseless and attributed localized shortages in some areas to panic buying, logistical challenges, and illicit trade at the border.
I have RDCs who are very vigilant, who have netted people ferrying fuel in jerry cans, crossing borders. So that panic, people bought and stored. You go to a petrol station, stock out. There's no fuel. According to their calculations, they brought in the country enough products because they know how much fuel we consume. There are companies which have internal problems. And taking a decision on how much to evacuate calls for a number of levels of administration, and yet the business does not require delays.
Nankabirwa has reiterated that the country has enough and sustainable fuel reserves to cover the 8 million litre daily national consumption.
Planned imports include approximately 163 million litres of petrol. This is for May and June, up to around 14th June. Over 200 million litres of diesel. Approximately 22.4 million litres of jet fuel, Jet A1 fuel for our planes. These volumes, combined with existing stocks, provide a cover of up to 67 days for petrol, for example, 84 days for diesel, and 89 days for jet fuel. And we will continue planning for subsequent supplies because fuel is fuel, it's the engine.
According to the Energy Ministry, Uganda has been consuming fuel procured at relatively low prices before the war broke out in February. Nankabirwa has vowed to crack the whip on proprietors of fuel stations, which are illegally hiking prices.
Petrol stations are adjacent to one another. One is at 5,500, the other one is shamelessly at 7,000. You have the same supplier. There is a law on protection of consumers. So time will come and we evoke that law and say, hello, why are you at 8,000? What happened?
We have a code of conduct. Government has the infrastructure and the intelligence system to identify oil marketing companies that are misrepresenting the industry. And if they clamp on them, we are happy that they are clamped on because they damage the reputation of the industry that has driven this country to its development today.
She has meanwhile revealed that even though Uganda does not buy from suppliers using the embattled Strait of Hormuz waterway between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, local pump prices will be informed by the impact of global oil prices on the next Uganda National Oil Company shipment into the country.
Beginning May, when we go by the new plots, we have to adjust. The global market conditions are exerting upward pressure. For example, the international crude oil prices rose from approximately $65 per barrel in February 2026 to peaks of $120 per barrel in March, just in 1 month, doubled.
The 11th Annual Oil and Gas Convention has been held under the theme First Oil, Fulfilling the Promise, Forging the Future.
The advantage that we have Vitol Bahrain, which is supplying products to UNOC, having alternative routes to use to make sure that supply moves smoothly. Other countries around us do not have this. The closure of the Strait of Hormuz affected products entering Kenya, for example, where 50% of their products comes from through the Strait of Hormuz.
Juliet Naloga, NTV.
I'm a member.